Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing Chasing Inspiration. So sometimes it feels like you just catch a glimpse of something and it's really exciting and you want to chase it down and you want it to solidify and you want to start something with it and have a new beginning with it. Why are we doing this? Because when I asked the runes today what we were going to do a reading about, I drew the Bracana rune, which is the rune of beginnings and birth, and then I dropped it, and then I had to go looking for it. I had to crawl under the desk, and I had to look around, and it wasn't even under the desk, it was under the chair. So I thought, well, okay, it's not just new beginnings, we have to chase it, we have to find it and catch it. So it's Chasing Inspiration Day. So let's do the Chasing Inspiration Day readings. So we have this is the card that I drew that solidified that, so that's why it's on top. So we're definitely not going to have that one because the ones we're going to be using are upside down. So Squirrel and Chestnut is saying pick a card pile, because we have four card piles, 4 piles from the Woodland Wardens Oracle Deck, and we have 4 cards from the Steampunk Tarot deck underneath that. The Woodland Wardens Oracle Deck is going to be the spark. That's going to be the thing you're going to chase. It's very exciting. We are then going to throw down some smoky quartz runes on top of that to give a little splash about that moment. Then we're going to use the rune dice, because we haven't used those in a while and they're awfully fun, to talk about the pursuit of that. And then we're going to look at the Steampunk Tarot card, which is going to be, okay, this is where we're solidifying it and the plans we're going to make about it. And we're going to do a splash reading on top of that one. It sounds more complicated than it is. So here we are. Pick a card pile. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, or pile number 4. I will put the timestamps in the description and I will see you at the reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 1 people. Hello, pile number 1 people. Okay, so we're going to turn these cards. So this is your spark, and this is your working on solidification. Let's start. The Cat and Lavender, Independence. So this is an idea that you've had that has to do with something that is going to lead towards greater independence for you, which is very exciting. And you know what? I'm going to leave the solidification one until I get to it. So first of all, let's get some clarity on the Cat and Lavender. I'm using the smoky quartz runes, because right now things are pretty chaotic for you. Although you are coming from a place of what you have considered to be home, however, perhaps it's been a bit stagnant for you lately, and this is why you're wanting to lead towards something more independent for yourself and that journey. So, central issue for your spark is it's almost like you're longing for wildness, and I'm not going to say chaos, although that's a read for Hagalaz. It's Hagalaz, which is the hailstorm rune. You're looking for something to blow in and shake things up, basically, and what you can do about it. So leading up to this, we have Othala, which is the rune of the home and the homeland. Maybe things have been a bit stagnant for you. Maybe maybe you're coming from a place of feeling very secure and good. However, you're feeling like the fact that Hagalaz is here as your central issue, it's like I need something to shake things up a bit. What is going to help you is a new beginning. So the whole thing is going to be about new beginnings. So we need a new beginning. We need to birth something. We need to birth something new. We need to begin something new. It's very exciting. What isn't going to help is there is a bit of fear of the unknown, of what might be revealed. The thing about Pertho, this is Pertho, it's the lot box. It has to do with surprises and fate, but it's the surprises that were always there. So you're worried about what might be revealed that was always the case if you start this new beginning. But that shouldn't really stop you, because this is really more of a worry. Bring yourself back up to a new beginning is definitely just what I need. And this will lead you to drawing a close to the journey that you were on before. We have Raido reversed, which is the journey rune. There's 2 ways to read this one. First of all, you're drawing to a close the journey that you've had so far. You're drawing to a close the chapter that you were in, so that you are going to go deep within and start a new internal journey that's going to be a part of your new beginning. So let's get the rune dice out and get ourselves to where it's going to be solidified, because the chase is on. So let's see what the chase consists of. Wait, they went everywhere. Okay, picking up the blanks. I may have to draw these in so that we can read these properly. Can we see them all on the screen? Yes, we can. Okay, super. So we've got a bit of an extremes going on with this chase, but all of it is going to lead you to this challenge, which you want. The challenge is over the solidification card, so this is a good place for it. And the challenge is going to help you because it's basically saying, embrace this challenge, this challenge. So the extremes here is you've spotted the idea that you've had that's going to help you with your new beginning. All of this is up to you, but you know what's going to help and you know what won't. How you deal with this is like, you could just let these carry you if you want to, this in an unpleasant way and this in a very pleasant way. What is going to help you the most in this pursuit is to keep your focus on it. Hone that focus. Keep your focus on your pursuit of this new beginning. You've turned inward and are starting a new journey from deep inside, and you've ended a chapter. So right now it's just like focusing on what you want. You wanted something to blow in and shake things up, but you are leading towards independence, something that's going to help you be more independent. So you're going to keep an eye out for that. You're going to really hone that focus. This is the count as it's the torch and it's fire, and you're honing that focus to get you over to what you're going to your new challenge that you're going to embrace, and which is going to be solidifying this new idea that you're chasing down, this inspiration. What is not going to help you is we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest and time. I'm going to read this a few ways. First of all, there's this thing that you're sort of beating yourself up over, feeling like, I wasted so much time to get to this point. How little time do I have left? That usual thing. You're also going to be concerned about, what do I have to show for this? Here I am working on this, but I don't really think I have much to show for it. You're worried about having something in hand to show for what your idea is, because right now this is like this amorphous, you're chasing the idea kind of thing. So you don't really have anything in hand to show, but you are making progress. It's just internal at this point. But you are keeping your focus on, basically the worry is, what do I have to show for this? How much time is this going to take? Do I have time to do this? How much time have I possibly wasted? These are all worries, and that could drag you down if you let it. But definitely just keep your focus on what you're hoping for, even if it's just a feeling, just so you can keep that in your sights, so to speak, as you pursue it. Ultimately, this is going to lead you to the challenge that you are going to want to embrace, because that's going to help you the most. And here is your challenge. Oh my gosh. People, the tower needs to come down. That's the thing about the tower. The tower is probably my favorite card in the deck, because things need to get on with themselves. And it's going to ultimately be a situation where you're coming from a place of probably stagnation, where things have just, to the point where you have wished for something to shake things up, and you are looking for greater independence. What was unsustainable, especially, needs to come down. And it's going to be a challenge to allow the letting go of that, the things that were holding you back and the things that were keeping you from your independence. But it's going to be a matter of letting it wrap itself up, basically, letting the tower come down. Whew, holy mackerel, people. Card pile number 1, people. You're in it. You are just, this is a good luck. So let's get some smoky quartz runes down on here and see what this can add. Okay. Because you realize things aren't moving for you. Things are not flowing. So it's that sort of, again, the stagnation thing happening. Okay. Is that upside down? Yes, that was actually. Okay. So once you reach this point, one of the things you're going to do is stop resisting. You're going to stop resisting this happening, because this is needed to happen. The tower always needs to come down. That's the thing about the tower, is that it's not sustainable. It's not healthy. it's just unwieldy and too much, and it needs to come down. And I think if you've been resisting this because it's familiar, it's the sort of thing where you need to just lift up your feet and stop digging in and let things progress naturally. We have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. This is strength and health and stubbornness. In this case, I'm leaning on the stubbornness reading because this is basically letting go of that. Letting go of resistance is going to help this happen. Why are you doing this? Because things have not been flowing forward. You've been looking at things. You've been focusing on this, even if it's just been a feeling that you've been focusing on. And you realize it's just like there's been a resistance to change. There's been a resistance to things, and the part of it that you may carry, because it's not all you, but it's not all everything else around you. It's just basically something that it's going to be a matter of allowing to collapse what needs to collapse. It's going to be about that. And the final thing is you're just going to be realizing that that things are not flowing unless this happens. And also you're feeling not very happy. We have Laguz reversed, which is emotion, intuition, and heart. It's basically in addition to the other things, it's you connecting with your deep inner heart. It's you realizing that you're not contented, and it's you realizing that things aren't flowing. Things are like blocked. So letting go of resistance to letting things collapse that need to is going to be pretty critical about this. What is going to help you is, here's Yura again. What is going to help you here is because finally you're going to be seeing results at this point. It's not like I want to shake things up and then you'd like take a hammer to things. It's basically like, that's not how we're doing it. We're going to let the things that need to collapse. We're going to let the things that need to come down because they're not working, let those naturally fall. But that's how you're going to get to this. You remember you were worried about this while you were chasing this down? This is going to be front and center. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, finally I get this. How did I get this? By letting what wasn't working for me collapse naturally. So while I embrace the challenge of all this, it's not a hard challenge. It's upright. Thurizaz here is upright. So it's just a matter of allowing it, letting it, like embracing the reality of it and letting it come down, letting this happen. And you're going to have results immediately, and you're going to see this and you're going to be like, wow, here I finally am. This is the harvest I was waiting for. What isn't going to help is there's going to be some, first of all, you're worried about what people might say. We have what communications you might get. We have Ansuz, which is the rune of communication. It's also the rune of manifestation, so you're worried about what might manifest out of this. And it's also just sort of it's like doubting the communications you're getting kind of thing. You're worried about it. But I mean, you don't need to. If you're starting like, if you're worried about this is going to drag you down, and the tower is coming down, which it needs to do, bring yourself back up to this. Like, you are seeing results, like for the first time since you were worried about this. Like, suddenly you're letting the tower come down, and it's fantastic. Like, you're getting the results right away, and you feel like you're finally in the present. And what this is going to lead you to is, once the tower has initiated its collapse and it's feeling better and better, and you're getting results finally, you're going to be looking around and going, okay, we're going to triage what we see happening, because there's going to be emergencies. There's going to be things that you're going to need to drop everything and deal with, because obviously if you've been living in this tower, you're going to need to make sure that you have somewhere to stand. So so as it's coming down, this is part of your challenge, is like, I'm going to let this fall. I'm going to let this collapse. It's wanted to for a long time, so let's just let that happen. And then while that's going on, you're going to keep a very good eye on things, and you're going to be like, okay, and we're going to make sure that we have we have the things that keep us alive and comfortable and sane around us, and we're going to maintain the things that we do actually need and that continue the things flowing forward. But otherwise, we are seeing results, and I think we're going to get a lot of help for this part, the tending emergencies thing, now these reversed, from what you're getting coming through by allowing the things that no longer serve you to just fall apart in the wind, such as in the winds of change. So there you go. Card number 1, people. Holy mackerel, good luck with this. That is your reading for Chasing Inspiration. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2 people, card pile number 2 people. Let's get started on this reading about chasing inspiration. So, once again, this is your card of the spark. This is what's going to catch your eye that you're going to start chasing. And this is the card that is your solidification. Once you've chased it and you're going to face this, this is where you're going to start to make plans and let things happen. Okay, so let's start with the card that is your spark. Your spark is the Ram and Dahlia, determination. Let's not forget that it's the Ram on the Emperor card in the tarot. So this is basically determination and will, and whatever this is, it's something where you are thinking, I'm going to be the Ram, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to express my will in the world. So let's get some smoky quartz runes down on the Ram. Yeah, so it's going to be about letting go of what has kept you stagnating and what has made you feel like too safe and too much stuck in one place in terms of just like, yeah, this is home, but it's not serving me. So, yeah, Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Reversed, it tends to mean leaving your comfort zone, letting go of things that no longer serve, the end of stagnation, if that's a situation in place. Leading up to this, because you're realizing things aren't flowing. Basically, you've just come to this realization that things are not flowing forward. We have Lagus, which is the water. It's the emotion, intuition, and heart. It's just basically the flow. And it's reversed on leading up to the central issue. So you're basically saying, things haven't been moving forward. Things haven't been flowing. I'm discontented. Let's step out of our comfort zone. Let's let go of things that no longer serve. And let's try to move forward and into where we're expressing our will instead of just sort of holding in place. What is going to help you is let's embrace nature, our nature, and the natural nature of things and weather and chaos and things that are out of our control sometimes. But mostly we're going to be tapping into our own nature and letting that come through as wild as it may be. What isn't going to help is we have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. This has to do with strength and health and stubbornness. It's a worry, basically. You're worried that this is going to make you, that you're not going to be strong enough for this. You're worried that you maybe aren't strong enough for this or healthy enough for this, or just the idea of I think you've basically held yourself very much in check for a long time. And this is going to be involving letting go of that a little bit. And this is kind of scary because you're actually going to be tapping into a more wild nature of yourself so that you can get that determination, as the card says, and also just the momentum and the energy that you're going to be needing to push forward and actually make things flow again and move. Now, what this is going to lead you to is something that is going to feel almost like an impossible challenge, but you're up for it. You're basically, it's like, I don't care if this is impossible. We can't maintain things not flowing and feeling like I'm stagnating. So let's get the rune dice and see what the pursuit is going to look like. That's all 6. Okay. Okay, picking up the blanks. I don't know what sounds are going to come when I do this, so it's just like that. That's the Galder. We're going to do that. So let's get these turned, and let's get this turned so that it's the way that it seems to want to go. Okay, so the closest thing to Pathline here is this is the part where you're going to be actively creating. You're going to be actively manifesting at the end of all of this path. We have Ingvaz, which is active creation. It's Ing is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god, and this is going to lead you to where you're going to be solidifying this and working on a plan about it. But all of this leading up to this, to get to this point where you're going to be like, okay, I think I know what I want to do. I think I have what I want to work with, and I'm going to work with this. First thing you're going to do is worry. Because this is in the lower line, and that's not going to help you. But you know that this is your challenge. Like, even if it feels impossible, we already have what's going to help you, which is Hagalaz, which is tapping into your nature. Just basically reach deep, find your wildness, and let your wildness carry you forward. Your wildness is going to be your companion, carrying you forward into this new pursuit of this inspiration that you're chasing down, that you've been inspired to do. Because before, when you weren't, and you were sort of holding yourself in check, things weren't moving forward. So what you're going to want to do is, keep tapping into that wildness. Your non-wild part is going to be worried a heck of a lot. It's going to be like, what if things go wrong? What if there's an emergency? What if I need to stop this immediately because I have to stop immediately? Just keep this is what you want. You want to do this. You want to have more determination. You want to have more determination in your life, and you want to have more, you want to express your will more. Ultimately, the next thing after this is you're going to be like, okay, well, you know what? Here's my compromise between my wildness and my non-wildness. We need a plan. We have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. The gift is always an exchange, and it has to do with agreements, decisions, goals, and plans. So this is what's going to help you more than anything is let's work out a plan at this point. We're going to really, really work out what we need and what needs to be done. And if there's one other person that you trust that you can talk to about this, Gabo also means a one-on-one exchange with another person. So have that in mind. You don't necessarily need this. It's basically going to be about setting goals, making a plan, making agreements with yourself, and making decisions. And that's what's going to help you the most moving forward, especially once you've passed the stage where it's like, I don't know anything about what I'm doing now because I am tapping into a wildness that I haven't consulted with before. Your next step is the step where you are saying, okay, you know what? Now I have an idea of what I want to be doing. I have a plan. I've set some goals. I know I can work with what I have to control what I can and to create what I can out of this. What's going to help me here is listen to your inner voice. This is continuing your communication with your wild side with your wildness. And tapping into that and really just stepping into that and letting that be a part of your decision-making process. And having that communication, especially after you've put some plans and boundaries and things in place, plans, goals, and agreements and decisions in place, is having that inner communication happening and also listening, really listening. This is probably going to just continue. You'll always be worried about what if, but especially what if immediately, what if emergency, but mostly, I think you've got everything under control here, especially with Ingvaz here as your step, which is active creation. You're going to basically work with what you have, and you'll be able to work with that, and it'll be good. So finally, let's get to our solidification. Ooh, interesting. That's really interesting. You are going to be conserving energy. You were a bit worried about that, weren't you? No, it was the health thing. Well, same. It's actually you're going to get to this point, and A, you're going to be conserving energy. B, you're going to be like, okay, let's take a pause and think about what we're going to do about this. It's a timed pause. We have a hourglass here, and you have one hand on some of your energy, which is probably your connection to your wildness. Your other energy is hung up and waiting. You're basically, and you're sort of consulting with your inner, with the raven there. So yeah, be very, you're going to take a moment. You're going to, this, you've chased it down. You realize this is what you want. You want to control what you can around you. And you're going to be in a situation where you're like, okay, we're going to take a pause then. This is where we're going to solidify it. This is where we're going to really make our, we've already started our plans, but this is where we're going to really work on this and try to get our determination up and start to express our will. So let's get some smoky quartz runes down, and this is going to be you. This is the thing about this that's different. Ooh, ing, good. The thing about this is that's different. What's different from before is that it's you standing up for yourself. Maybe you weren't before, based on that appearing now. Especially since here you're leaving a home situation, so maybe there was a situation with others where you were sort of feeling I can't make any decisions by myself kind of thing, and now you're making decisions by yourself. So here's your Ingvaz, where you're making where you're actively creating what you want around you. And here it is, again, Ingvaz, actively creating what you want around you and using what you have to control what you can. Your central issue on the solidification part, this is while you're taking a break to you're taking a pause, and you're just basically saying, okay, everybody hold still, time out, we're going to just sit and conserve our energy while we do what we can with this. We have algae is reversed, which is protection and support. It is reversed, which is inner. So you have your own protection, you have your own support for yourself. You're able to stand up for yourself and make these decisions for yourself. What is going to help you is, did we worry about this before? No, this is basically turning the internal to external. So what you were communicating with internally, you are now ready to express. And expressing that is part of what you set out to do, which is very, very cool, the determination thing and the expressing of your will. So now we have communication manifestation outward, like that you're going to be doing. You're making your own decision, and then you're manifesting. Working on the manifestation, which you have been doing, this manifestation and also the expression of your will in the world is going to help you the most, because you're going to see it and you're going to know that it's your hands, that you built this, you made this. What isn't going to help is we have Kaunas. Kaunas is the rune of the torch. You may sort of feel like you have to be careful so as not to get overwhelmed. The torch is something that starts small, like the Kaunas is something starts small like an ember and expands into a blaze. It's a worry. It's a very positive rune in a negative spot. So you're worried that things might get out of hand, but right now you're on top of it. This is why you're conserving energy. Express what you are ready to express in this stage. You are standing up for this, and you are beginning to express your will and your creation that you've started to put together around you. And what this is going to lead you to is you're able to finally close a chapter on all of this. Because when you took this challenge on, like this was starting like a new thing, but you were still sort of worried about the old thing. So I think this is a final closure to the old thing, but it's also a final closure of the beginning of this new thing. And also it's journeying inward. It's like turning a journey inward, because this is what you're doing in this stage, is that you're looking inward and you're finding what you're doing. As you're obtaining the expression part, you're expressing it, which is really, really good. You're manifesting, but it's like, okay, I think I've ended the beginning at this point. So the beginning that you chased down has been chased down, and now you know that you're progressing. Just expressing things for the first time in this situation where it's coming from you is a beginning in itself, and that's what helps you feel that you can actually close that chapter and move forward from there. So that, card pile number 2, people, is your reading for Chasing Inspiration. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card pile number 3, people. So let's separate these out. This is going to be your solidification card. This is going to be the spark. This is what's going to start the spark of inspiration for you on this new thing that you're going to be doing. So let's start with that. We have the Vulture and Ashvatal, upheaval. You know what? All of these have been like this. I think this is definitely, these are definitely needed things. So you're in a situation where you're looking to have some major change happen, because maybe things haven't felt like they were moving forward, and you want to start feeling that they're like you're moving forward. Let's get some runes down for this card and see what we can do with it. Yeah, there's Berkana right there. Like, this is, I'm happy I'm seeing Berkana, because these are essentially Berkana readings. So nice. So your central issue here, as the card would indicate, it's Yura, which is the harvest, and also time. So now is the time. You feel like now is the time. It is the time of the harvest. We are going to make something happen right now, and it's going to be a mad rush, because now is the time. The time is now. Marvin K. Mooney, and we are going to be not that you should go, but in terms of now is the time. So the time is like, this is the harvest time. This is the time to basically get the abundance in. It's time. It is an upheaval-y kind of thing to just start to make things happen, and actually to take the time that you're in the season of, and just like, okay, it is now. Leading up to this, we have Tiva's reverse. Tiva's is the rune of Tyr. Tyr is the warrior god, and this has to do with I often read this as tending duties and responsibilities and things, but in terms of its context here, I'm seeing this as you were feeling like disarmed and like you couldn't lift your sword. So it's like, no, you know what? That's enough. It's enough. We have to do something. We have to make something happen. Things have to move. And so this is why you're like, we're going to use the time we have right now, and it's going to feel a bit like an upheaval, but it's going to be worth it. The thing that's going to help you the most is have a new beginning. This is a new beginning for you. Maybe it's starting a new cycle. Maybe it's starting a new, like you're planting something where you're going to be harvesting later. But either way, you're clearing the field. You're like, no, harvest everything and we're going to start something new. So, Berkana, Rune of Beginnings and Birth. What isn't going to help is there's an organic process to this. And this is yin creation, new beginnings, birth and things like that. This is yang creation. This is not the kind of creation you want to be doing. You need this to be as natural as possible. It's like doing magic. You want to basically ask the universe, what do you want? What does the universe want to happen? So you're not forcing things, or even if let's not talk about magic. Let's talk about writing, which is also magic. Let's say you're writing a story. You can plan the whole thing out, and then, sometimes it works. Actually, it probably works very well for some people. This is probably not a good analogy, but for the people who write as though they are channeling, where you're basically looking at what the characters are doing and just writing what they do, these people know that if you force things, it kills the story. So I think that's really the warning here is we are going to start, it's going to be an upheaval, but it's going to be a natural upheaval. It's going to be like, no, nature needs to move forward. And I think this is what it's going to be like, very earth-based, like just earth shaking. Let's like pull up the old things and plant new things and use the time we have, and it's about birth and plants and harvests. And Ingvaz Ing is very natural. He's Frey, he's a fertility god, but in terms of the way that I tend to read Ingvaz, the rune, it's active creation, it's making something happen, and I think you're worried that if you don't get in there and make things happen, that maybe things aren't going to work out. Like you feel tempted to force things and push rivers and so forth. It's something that you can do, but the thing is, it's probably going to be better if you just let things birth naturally and embrace this beginning, such as it is. It's all going to be about, earth and all of that. So it's upheaval, but it's like going to be a very natural upheaval kind of thing. What this is going to lead you to is manifestation. You're going to be getting things in place where you're going to be expressing things, you're going to be communicating things, and you're going to be manifesting things. So let's chase this inspiration down with the rune dice. Okay, let's skip that. Let's pick up the blanks. One of the blanks fell right on the card, and I almost didn't see it, but that's okay. I did see it. So we have 3 runes. Let's turn them the way they want to be. Look at that. That's really cool. Okay, so first thing is, and it happens just before the thing that is going to help, and just before the thing that is sort of between your path and what's helping. It's like you're combining your path, which is like, okay, I'm going to express, I'm going to communicate, I'm going to manifest. So here you are manifesting. And that's how you're going to be chasing this down, is actually by manifesting. Maybe you're going to be writing, maybe you're going to be composing, maybe you're going to be building something, creating something, expressing something. Just somehow you're going to be manifesting something at this point as you go along. What is going to, that didn't happen. What is going to, I accidentally bumped this. So this is going to lead all the way across. There's going to come a point where you're going to be about here, and you're going to go, I'm kind of afraid of a surprise happening that is going to be not what I planned, and it's going to throw me off. Something is going to get revealed to me that is like, I didn't expect this, and yet it was always there, and I should have always been taking it into consideration. This is a fear. And this goes along with this feeling like you're very, very tempted to force things and to like wrestle things into a specific shape. And you're worried that because you didn't do that at this point, you're going to be surprised in a way that is going to stop you in your tracks. But that's really just a worry. Even if something like that does happen, we have Berkana and we have Berkana reversed. So I'm going to interpret this as once you get to this point, one of the things you're going to do is, because you're embracing this beginning, you're having your new beginning. It's really, really exciting, and you're going to be going along, and then this fear is going to happen, and you're going to be like, okay, wait a minute, let's go back and re-begin some of this beginning. Like, let's just take a little bit of backtrack. Like, you're not back-burnering the beginning. You're basically going to look inward and behind you, where you're going to be like, okay, all of this beginning, if this is something that was there all along, I'm going to look for my clues. I'm going to look for what were the clues when I was doing this beginning. Was there anything like this that's going to come out? So that's basically it's like that kind of sewing that you do that sort of goes back over the previous stitch. So that's sort of what's going to help you a lot, is making sure of your stitches as you go forward. And once you start doing that, this is going to help you be very, very, very focused. We have Kaunaz reversed. Kaunaz is the rune of expansion and the torch and the fire. And when it's upright, it's about expansion and opening out. And when it's reversed, it's about honing focus, especially in a helping place. So you're basically not only expressing, and beginning, but you are looking back and sort of double sewing your beginnings. And then you're also, with both of those things in mind, the expressing and the beginnings that you're doing, you're going to sort of weave those together, and you're going to be focusing very carefully as you go forward with these, especially from this point. You're like, okay, we're going to keep going forward with that, which is going to lead you to this solidification part, where you're going to be working on, okay, let's actually have a plan. Queen of Pentacles. So you wanted upheaval, and you did that. You started doing that. Now you're going to be like, okay, with nurturing in mind, we're going to be very focused on the practical at this point. We're going to start solidifying again. It's not like anti-upheaval, and it's not like stagnation either, but it's like, we're going to just do this in a sustainable way, where we're going to be able to move forward, but not with stagnation, but also keeping a mind on practical things. So let's get some runes down on there, which is going to be a challenge, because you've been sort of like in upheaval mode for a little while. And you're like, okay, now we need ground below our feet, and that's important so that we can like grow things and eat. Which we started with anyway. We have earth. This is a very earthy reading, although I do see some fire in it. There's some fire in it. So it's a challenge. You're going to get to this point, and you're like, okay, we can't be doing the upheaval-y thing all the time. Like, storms don't last that long. So you're going to get to this point where you've been carefully beginning, carefully expressing, and carefully double sewing, and then you're going to be honing your focus, and you're going to get to this point, and you'll be like, okay, we need a situation where we have a practical queen in charge. We need to be able to nurture that, nurturing not only stability but abundance, and like practical abundance, and some things that are going to help us be comfortable and live. Leading up to this all has built your confidence quite a lot. So you actually have really good self-esteem at this point after this journey. This is Fehu reversed, Fehu's wealth and worth. You're feeling your worth. You're feeling very good. You're feeling worthy, which you are, and you have more confidence. So now you're ready to take on this really big challenge. Like, it feels impossible, this challenge, but you know that you can do it, and it will lead to a certain amount of independence that you didn't have before, and a certain amount of confidence with yourself. This is confidence. This is confidence. So that's really, really good. And it does also show that you get past this challenge. The challenge is basically solidifying this confidence and your ability to stand up for yourself, and also to be able to nourish yourself and to practically take care of yourself in a practical way. What is going to help you is to stay open. We have the blank rune, which is... It's staying open. It's being open to what comes. It's also, just sort of staying a bit defocused and aware of what's coming in, so that you can continue to be careful in your beginnings and your double sewing and your expressing. But it's also, it also has to do with connecting with the divine, the unknown, the universe, whatever you call it, whatever the divine is for you, that's going to help you as well. What isn't going to help is you may be worried about appearing weak. You may be worried about giving up sort of your drive forward. I mean, this is, once again, these are all about this. So this temptation to force things and this temptation to sort of wrestle things into shape. And so you're worried about lifting up your resistance to this. But this is definitely going to help you. Like being open and connecting to whatever the divine is for you is definitely going to help you in this place. So once you get to this point, you are confident. You know what you've sown so far, and you know what you've expressed so far, and you're doing pretty good. So at this point, this is a fear, but it's one that you're worried about letting go of resistance. Look what happens when you let go of resistance. It helps you get over this wall. So whatever the divine is for you, even if it's like an internal divine, and also staying open to things, is going to allow you to get over the thorn wall of Thurisaz reversed, which is the extremely hard challenge, and to a point where you are going to feel, I can handle anything. We have Algi's reversed, which is protection and support, but it's reversed, so it's inner, so it's you being able to stand up in the face of anything. And that, card pile number 3, people, is your reading about chasing inspiration. And I wish you all the best for this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card pile number 4, people. So, let's start with, we have the 2 cards. So this is the card that's the spark, that inspires you to chase your inspiration. And this is the solidification card, which we're going to get to. So let's start with the spark. And we have the wolf and rose hip, which is guardianship. So you're inspired. The thing that is flashed in as inspiration that has caught your eye is that you feel drawn to be guardian of something, which is very neat. Sorry, I'm throwing down the runes right now because I really want to clarify this. Ooh, Ansu's here as well. So you're looking for or feel a very strong sense of worth at this point. We have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. It's your cattle. So it's the wealth that you tend. Whatever it is that whenever you take care of it, makes your life rich, which is why you're looking for you're looking towards guardianship of this. It's like, if I can continue to take care of this thing that I'm taking care of that's making my life rich, if I can be the guardian to that, then my life will be rich and I will continue to have a very rich life. My life will feel very, very rich. Leading up to this, you have been working very hard, controlling what you can, working with what you have. We have Ingvaz, which is active creation, and you've gotten to the point where, I mean, maybe this is a creative pursuit for some of you, but as long as you're taking care of it, your life feels very, very rich and worthy. So you're looking to make more of this and to become more of a guardian of this kind of thing. Like, this is something you're going to continue to do from a guardianship sort of standpoint, that you're going to maintain these things that keep your life feeling rich. What is going to help you? We have Rhytho reversed. Rhytho is the rune of the journey, and reversed, it has to do with inner journey and or wrapping up a journey or a chapter in your life. So maybe there was a situation where there were other things going on that you are looking to close in favor of working on keeping the things that you are tending that make your life rich, more tended and more enriching. And so you're going to wrap that up so that you can do this. Or you are looking inward, because a lot of this resides there. So you're sort of turning your journey inward to tend the inner cattle. Although this is not reversed, this is outer. So whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's inward, it is going to affect your outer world, and it's going to make the life around you that is your life feel much more rich than perhaps it would otherwise. And one of the things that's going to happen that is going to help you a lot with that is ending a specific journey that wasn't conducive to that, and also looking inward and journeying inward pertaining to that. What isn't going to help is we have Uruz reversed. I've seen Uruz reversed several times in this session with the other readings in this spot. And really, it's a fear. It's a fear of letting go of resistance. There is just you're worried about, what if I don't have the strength for this? What if I don't have the health for this? What if if I look weak doing this? But you know what you're doing. I mean, look at you know what it is that when you take care of it makes your life rich. So you know what that needs. So what is definitely going to help you is, if you're worried about that, it's even like more to like end the journey that you were on. Again, entertainment purposes only, use your own personal judgment, but there might be something that you were doing that you can wrap up that's going to help this, help you give this more focus. And also just journeying within and going, okay, you know what? Let's work on things in here as well. There are cattle inside as well. What this is going to lead you to is a greater, you're going to be stepping into communicating, manifesting, expressing. We have Ansu's, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. So all of this is going to allow you to start really expressing with this. So let's get the pursuit down. We have the rune dice, and we are going to sing over them, and we're going to cast them, and we're going to see what your pursuit is going to be like of this to get us to the solidification stage. And down it goes. Let's pick up the blanks. 2 blanks, and those are the ones that are in view, and the ones that aren't in view are the ones that are the important ones. I mean, the blanks probably were important as well, but I mean, they're not, because that's not how I'm reading these. Okay. This one landed under this, so this is what isn't going to help when... This is what's really not going to help when you get to this point. This one landed under this, and this is what you're really worried about at this point. You're worried about your happiness. Like, what if I'm happy? What if I'm not happy? And then also, what if I am? Because a lot of people have a fear of happiness in terms of, if I'm happy, that's going to get taken away from me. And yes, happiness, like all other emotions, are weather. You're not going to always have sunny days, just like you're not going to always have thunderstorms. So it doesn't do to worry about that. So your pursuit is more about, you know, what you want to be doing, taking care of the things that make your life rich. So ultimately, you're worried about your state of happiness and contentment, whether that is worried about having it in terms of, if I have it, then somebody's going to take it. And also, but also in terms of just worries about your happiness. Like, you know, right now, this is what I'm taking care of, is making my life rich and nurturing me and making things are really good when I take care of this. So what if I'm not happy? What if I start doing this and I'm not happy? It's a fear. So what's going to help you? First of all, that inward journey is going to continue, and that's good. The fact that you're wrapping up what wasn't helping you is also good. We're going to get to the other thing that's going to help you in a moment. First, though, because this landed before it, I have to talk about this because it's also not helping you. Definitely when you start expressing and you start communicating this and you start manifesting things, there's going to be that fear of, like, yeah, but what if I'm not happy about this? Continue your inner journey, keep going. A little further on, and less unhelpfully, but still something that is going to not help you, is you're going to go, what do I have to show for this? I've been doing this for a while. I don't have anything to show for it. How much time have I wasted? How little time may be left? We have Yira, which is the harvest rune. It's in the lower line, so it's a worry about that thing. Just basically, again, keep doing what you're doing, keep manifesting and expressing and communicating, and keep that inner journey going on where you're taking care of your inner cows and also just really pursuing manifesting where you're leading your cows along, making sure they're okay. I don't think this is actually going to be about cows for pretty much almost all of you, but you never know. But what I'm referring to is the things in your life that, as long as you take care of them, make your life feel rich, that you want to be a guardianship, you're leading towards guardianship for. So that's basically what you're doing. What is going to help you the most, the absolute most of this whole reading, what is going to help you is we have Ivaz. Ivaz is the rune of patience. It's the yew tree. It's slow growth, slow development, step by step. Take it step by step. You know what these things in your life need, and that as long as you're taking care of these things are going to be good for you. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel that your life is rich and worthy. As long as you do that and just take it step by step, do the next thing that is the right thing to do. So when you solidify it, this is beautiful. Look at this. Look at this card. Can you please look at this card? Now, you're worried about things moving forward. You're worried about the flow of things. That's always going to be a worry. Continue to take things step by step. That's always going to help. Be patient, take things step by step, but look at what you are going towards solidifying. This pretty much shows the entire thing. This lady is the guardian of this beautiful bird, and look at all the abundance and wealth and worth around her. She is a lady of means, the Nine of Pentacles, and this is what it's all about. It started with, I know I have these things that as long as I take care of them, then they will make my life rich. And patiently, you were expressing, communicating, and manifesting while making sure that you were letting go of the things that weren't helping you in your life, that you're closing those chapters, and then you were taking this journey step by step, and now look where you are. Once you get to that point, you're going to really feel it. You're going to feel this around you. Look at it's home. I'm so proud of you when you get here. I'm proud of you already, but when you get to this point, you're going to be proud of you too. You should be proud of you already. Just letting you know that. Oh my gosh, and you're just ready for new things at the end and everything. It's wonderful. So home, central issue. We have Othala, which is the home and the homeland. You have basically created for yourself a rich home. I mean, maybe this doesn't have to do with money rich, but it does have to do with life rich. You are feeling very, very much at home. You're feeling like this is a sanctuary. It's solace. It's wonderful. It's everything that nourishes you in your life, and it's right here once you get to this point. Leading up to this, you were worried about this. You were worried about this. And here it is. It's what leads into this feeling. Like you were worried that you weren't going to be having anything to show for it. And here you are. You were patient. You did all these things. You manifested, you communicated, you expressed. And here you are. You are having your harvest. And now that you've had your harvest at this point, you are in a state of home and sanctuary and feeling very comfortable. What is going to help you is you got to this point without letting people tell you what to do. And that's what's going to continue to help you. People are going to be like, once you become visible, if you become visible, if anybody notices this, they're going to be like, oh, well, you ought to do this and you ought to do that. It's like, thank you very much. And I'm ignoring you. So, because we have Manas reversed. Manas is the rune of humanity and your part in it. Reversed, it has to do with marching to your own drummer, tuning out the din of humanity, the you oughtas and, oh, you ought to do this and you ought to do that. Don't listen to that. Gently shut the door on them and just basically listen to what's gotten you this far already, because it certainly has worked for you. And here you are in a lovely situation with a falcon on your arm. What isn't going to help you at this point is, where'd my Laguz reversed go? Was it Laguz reversed or Laguz? Anyway, it was a Laguz. You were worried about the flow. You're worried about something new happening. Like, you don't want to stagnate here. This is a really good place to be, but you don't want to stagnate here. You're going to continue forward, but listening to ultimately your own judgment. At this point, you're going to tune out the din, but you are worried about beginning something new, and you're worried about things flowing. That these are worries. Like, it's the whole sitting on your laurels thing. You got your laurels, but you want to keep going. Like, don't just not keep moving forward just because you're somewhere really, really good. You can be somewhere really, really good, and that can get better. And that's sort of what is happening here. So just keep following this. Like, you're in a really good place. You've had a harvest. You feel in a state of home, and just keep tuning out the din of you oughtas, and keep listening to your own drummer and what you know is going to work for you. Keep taking this step by step. And what's going to happen is things are going to reveal themselves to you. There's going to be more revelations and surprises and your fate and the lot box opening. This is the lot box. It's Pertho. And your last rune in this spread is Pertho. There's going to be revelations, things that you didn't realize were there but always were. And really just like surprises and fate, and it's upright, so it's good. I mean, that's not always the case, but in this case it is. And you are going to keep moving forward as long as this is continually maintained, where you're being careful, you're taking it step by step, and you're taking care of the things that keep you rich. Keep that taken care of. You're going to continue to have this base of home and comfort, and you're going to continue to have these harvests from time to time, and you were so worried. but there will always be something new. Something new will always be revealed, and there will be new surprises all the time. So that's exciting. That is your reading, card pile number 4, people of Chasing Inspiration. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.